keep a watchful eye on any suspicious activity. But I trust your tiniest workshop right here.
Hello, howdy. Good to see you. Minecraft Implosion, Josh Siegel, Isto Inc. Atrioc, more like flannel trioc. Ha ha ha. Fuck yeah, brain rot. You spelled flannel wrong too. Isto, don't miss. Oh, my cat wants to get out. But instead of letting him out, what if I put him on camera? Content cat. Hi. Hi. Content cat. Content cat. Look at this chevron. Hello. You stinking cat. Like meow, huh? That's what I'm saying. Oh, he doesn't want to do it. He's actually pissed off. He's been in here too long. You know what's kind of insane? Maybe it's because I get loud. Because that cat was sitting there for like 3 hours when I was working on the presentation, unmoved. And then the second I start the stream, he's like, I'm out of here. Maybe it's you guys. I don't know. You guys weren't here, and now you're here, and then he's gone. I don't know. I don't want to rule it out, is all I'm saying. The correlation, causation, logical problems. Thank you for the 5 months. Man, happy sub-anniversary. Crazy that I've been sub since the very beginning. You have been sub for 5 months. And you spelled also like a lot of words wrong. Beginning, for one. Old head, true old head, dude. Good to have old head still around. Solo dies. Thank you for the 1 year. Real OG here. Again, 1 year's obviously I'm grateful for, but that's not OG. Tony Stark's money. Thank you for the 6 months. Air Pro Shiz. Thank you for the 4 months. Is this your first message? I'll find out right now. Wow, it is. It is. I thought you were doing a stupid bit. You really have been here for 4 months and said one thing? Based. One Garrett, thank you for the 3 months. Alpha Butt, thank you for the 16 months. Shout out to the Purple Shinobi, taught you everything you know about marketing. I don't know that I learned so much marketing from the Purple Shinobi, but I did learn a lot about life from that great, great warrior who I fought for way too many hours. Both on and offline. For a while there, I was just waking up and fighting the Purple Shinobi before doing anything. Before work. I was working. I would wake up and hit the Purple Shinobi, then I would not do the gym in the morning. I would do the Purple Shinobi and then go to work. That was crazy. Hey, Truck, when are you making a 3-year badge? I believe it has been made. I need to add it. It's, Linkus's fiance Maisie made it for us. It is the Paper Mario hammer, I believe. And I don't know that I've put it in yet, but I need to add it. So it exists. It's there. We should have like a cow one or something. I mean, we got some people that are almost done 4 years, almost. YouTube Trioc needs to be on that grind set. I uploaded a 15-hour video. So that's like I uploaded 15 one-hour videos, which means I'm set. The amount of content's crazy. Right? We're good. No, Quack is on vacation. Quack has hit me with kind of a semi-surprise vacation here. So I'm removing my big Grussel moment to, I guess, late Jan instead of Jan 1st. Well, that's fine. Interact, any advice for getting internships? Yeah. Be 6'4", shredded. Okay, just absolutely built. Don't wear a shirt to the internship, and don't say a word. You know what I'm saying? Just let them know. Use your presence as a present. And put that on your resume. Yeah, make your pecs dance. Lowly Worm, thank you for the 5 months. Vim Strike, why do you have Coke dust on your hat? This is just regular dust, you know, the thing that would happen if you leave a hat out on a table. It's not Coke dust, because that would imply that I'm I don't know, it's like a big pile of cocaine this big, and I'm putting my head in it like fucking Scarface style with a hat on. It's ridiculous. It's not a reasonable conclusion. The dust wouldn't get up. Aren't YouTube views lower in January anyway? No, views are never lower. The ad rate that is paid out is less in January because companies spend all the rest of their ad budget around November, December to get it all out for the year. And so it's like juicy. Every ad gets filled. Whereas in January, they haven't necessarily all signed deals or figured out what they're spending with YouTube yet. So there's less ad density. So you get paid less. That being said, I think it's kind of over complained about by YouTubers. Now that I've been doing this for a couple years, the drop is not, I feel like YouTubers, none of them save money. Is that crazy? I feel like when I hear YouTubers talk about their finances, they are making tons of money, but they don't plan ahead. Like this is not a lifelong job. I feel like I'm stashing it all away, bro. I've been socking it away. Yo, man, Aiden goes on at least one vacation a month. Which Aiden Ross? You spelled it Aiden Ross. You spelled it Adin. Does he go on a vacation every month? And how do you know that? Aiden Ross fan? Big follower over here? It's easy to save when you don't pay taxes. You're goddamn right. Especially when you get a 3-year fucking interest-free loan from the government instead of paying taxes. That's fucking amazing. That's one of the greatest finesses I've ever pulled. I want to be honest with you. Atrioc, do you have a New Year's resolution? I think I've talked about it already. A lot of my New Year's resolutions are about the boring things that you realize are what life's all about. Which is like family, health, friendships, Oh, gross. I used to have cool fucking resolutions that were all about making more money. I used to be all about like, I gotta fucking get paid, get promoted. Now I have all these fucking soy ass resolutions about health and family and shit. So I don't know. Nothing. If you aren't, you had to be at least like 29 to even care. I feel like if I start telling you some sappy shit about things that I've found to be important in life, if you're not, because I wouldn't listen to it when I was under 29. Librarian, thank you for the 15 gifties. PogChamp, thank you very much. Always good to have librarian in this community. The Polar Bear, thank you for the 20 months. Mitchy Boy, thank you for the 5 months. Atrioc, I lost money on NVIDIA this year already. Why? What did you do? Can you comp my losses? If you have been an NVIDIA investor over the past year and you have lost money, you might be the worst investor I've ever heard of. That's like a very tough game to lose. It's been astronomically easy. Oh, you mean like 3 days? Oh, you mean like it's like dipped or whatever in the? Yeah, okay. Well, do you mean lost money like you bought at a certain level and then sold at a certain level, or do you mean like you're looking at your Robinhood every day and that's not? You bought last week and it dipped. Okay, so you bought at the fucking end of year December rally peak. Well, if you bought, I hope your time horizon was more than 5 days. Vantage B, thank you for the 3 months. Mantis Toboggan, love that episode. Thank you for the 6 months. Bill Buttlicker, thank you for the 28 months. You have Fortnite crew meetings with coffee and glizzies. That's some of my favorite things, except the coffee and glizzies. I just love Fortnite. Pink Rubber Ducky, thank you for the 10 months. Polar Bear, thank you for the 20 months. Atrioc, I keep trying to buy high and sell low, but I keep making money in the market this year. Help. It's tough when you're really trying to lose money and you can't. Honestly, I've always thought it would be interesting to do an inverse Wall Street bets like ETF. Because on average, those guys lose money, right? Which means theoretically they are a predictor of what is wrong, what the wrong choice is. So if you just did the opposite consistently with like proper sizing, so you're not overly losing on one bad bet, I feel like you'd make money in the long run. I mean, if you had consistently bet against AMC, you could have printed money. You could be living a fucking life of luxury. Can I make money in sports gambling? Someone in chat will tell you yes, so just go with them. Consistently and long term, yes, 100%. In fact, I wouldn't bother learning any marketable skills. I wouldn't trying to find a job or a stable career. I think you have hit it big with sports gambling. It will be great. It is a perfect way to spend your time and your money. In fact, why stop there? I've seen some crypto slots that are they're due. Big A, speaking of investing, you should go on various gambling websites for this stream. I'm just waiting for my stake code to come in, and then we're pivoting the stream 100% over to Kick. 5 Tig, thank you for the 5 months. Big sub moment. Thanks, Big A, for getting me into business, taking my accounting degree right now. Congrats. The world needs... I don't know you well enough to know if you're a moral qualified accountant, but if you are, the world needs more of you. And if you're not, if you're an amoral, unqualified accountant, there's also companies that want you. So you're good either way. Gooey Bum, thank you for the 13 months. The B, thank you for the 21 months. If my sub was a person, it could legally drink in America today. 21 months is not 21 years, but in your world, I suppose it is, and congratulations on your first drink. Can you take us through how to make a budget? I got a Marketing Monday today. You want me to Dave Ramsey you? You want me to cut your credit cards for you? Well, spend less than you make. Let's keep it simple. Spend less than you make. Don't go overwhelmingly into debt. But don't forget to use Klarna and Afterpay whenever possible. If you wait, I don't. Hello, I'm making the new Batman movie. How do I budget it? You are making a new Batman movie, and you're asking me in the Twitch chat how to budget it. Well, based on what Ludwig said about it, you should probably get more quirky Marvel type quips in there. I would spend a lot of money on like a Marvel script writer to really make it more quirky. Big A, I have too much money. How do I lose some of it? So easy. That's an easy question. Shambles, thank you for the 17 months. Brojo with Mojo, thank you for the Prime. Kurthana, thank you for the 27 months. Hey, Big A, thanks for the also awesome content during 2023. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed half a year, but we got some good stuff out. I'm very excited for this year. Again, I know we haven't started off the way I wanted to, but I guess it'll just be delayed to late Jan, early Feb, rather than Jan 1st. Atrioc, I got behind on my Klarna payments, so I put it on my Afterpay. How deep do I dig this hole? I pray to God you're joking, because that actually makes me sad. That type of stuff makes me sad. I don't know why, but financial desperation gets me more than anything else. I don't know, it just makes me sad. And I don't like that people are using Klarna and Afterpay. I just don't like it. It makes me mad. Took out a student loan to pay off my Klarna. If you actually finesse that, it's actually kind of genius, because there's a real shot that Joey B, desperation in the clutch right before elections this year, finds a way to get that shit all fucking taken off the menu. If you can find a way to fucking get all your debt paid on student loans, and then that might be clutch. Have you watched Caleb Hammer's vids? Maybe on to Get Smarter. I don't recognize the name, but if they're good, we might have seen them. I got a business idea. Start Big A Pay. Oh, I should have the timer, right? Because we're gonna do Marketing Monday here in a second. Is this gonna start? Is this? Here, we'll put it right at like. We'll put it like right here, okay, and then we'll start. Atrioc, do you think you'd be good at flipping items in RuneScape? Well, famously, someone stole my party hat in RuneScape, and so I catfished them when I was like 11 years old. I didn't know how any of that worked. I just made a girl account and I said, "Hi, can I have the party hat?" And then the dude did it. Shit was incredible. Incredible, dude. That's a finesse. I got it all back. My RuneScape account's wealthy. If I could ever find the password, I played it back when shit was easy. Whenever they would drop Santa hats on the ground and you just walked around all day and picked them up. I probably had like fucking 8 Santa hats, party hats. I cracked all the Christmas crackers. I had the Halloween masks. I had a lot of shit. Hey, big A, is Apple Orchard a good investment? My grandpa's gonna die soon, and I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I'm sure somebody's made money off an apple orchard, but I couldn't tell you about your grandpa's. I don't know what kind of fucking debt they're in. I don't know how many employees they have. You better figure that shit out. You better not. If you better like Apple Orchard, the running of it. But it doesn't sound like it's an investment. It sounds like they're giving it to you when he dies, which is not an investment. That's not. You're not risking anything really. You just decide whether to sell it or not. Crazy that stuff you spent hours getting in game is worthless 20 years later. Well, the moral of that story is actually that all of that stuff that I mentioned is worth a lot 20 years later. It's like incredibly valuable. I just don't. Yeah, it's not exactly the moral. Big A, I bought a house in the Bay and now all my money goes to my mortgage. What do I do to have some leisure money? You're asking me after you've done it. I can't. You have to sell the house. So I don't know. I can't. You mean to just? Oh, you know what? I forgot. Wait. I forgot. There is a secret cheat code to get your mortgage half price, half payment. All you got to do is go to the bank and be really incredibly rude to the teller, and she'll finally press the button, and you'll get half price mortgage. They won't charge you so much. So get in there and just be an asshole. No, there's not really much you can do. The idea is that interest rates will drop this year. I would bet on it based on, the market's betting on it. It seems very likely. And if it does, then you could refinance your house to get a lower payment. That's a lot of people are waiting on that though. So, careful. No, I have no hard plans for you. You have to just cut spending and make that payment or sell the house. Hey, Truck, I've put 10K into Afterpay. I don't know how to pay it off. I thought it wasn't real money. Just delete the app. Easy. Solved your problem. Just delete the app. They can't come after you. You get all the money for free. They hate this. This is one weird trick that Afterpay and Klarna hate. You borrow the money through the app, delete it, and they cannot catch you. They can't even find your phone. You are off the grid. Can you apply for a bunch of cheap credit cards and pay them all off fast to max out my credit score fast? I'm not a credit score expert, bro. I think it's a slow and steady over time thing. I think actually opening a lot of lines of credit actually it dings your score. So that definitely doesn't work. Definitely does not work. You want to have a certain amount, but that you steadily pay off. Credit score always felt like a bit of a scam to me. It's like it's so annoying that it does want you to have more sources of credit. Like, for example, I needed at one point, because I use a debit card. I never use credit. I'm a very anti-debt person. And I had to link Ari's credit card to my account to be able to have like this consistent source of paying a credit card, which is annoying. New credit card. The trick for a credit score is to have parents with a perfect credit score. I don't know that that's true, but maybe that's correlated. It's definitely correlated, but I don't think they factor it in. Isn't credit like free money though? No. At the end of the day, the credit score is just the ability to borrow money. It's not free money. They want it back. You have to take it back, and they still charge interest. High credit score just means they're going to charge you lower interest because there's less risk. The whole point of a credit score is that if you come in and ask for a credit card or a house loan or a car loan or whatever, they want to make sure you're going to pay them back. The last thing they want is to give you a bunch of money and then you go, oops, I don't got it. And then they have to repossess your fucking car and figure out how to sell it. That's what they don't want. So everything they do is about getting around that. So that the credit score is to find if you're trustworthy enough to pay off, and then they'll give you a lower interest rate. Pat the PM, I'm probably going to ban you. Tread carefully. Actually, make your next message funny and light, or I'm banning you. Because I personally fucking hate when someone comes in here and sees the timer and still tries to rush me into starting. All right, Pat, you've got one message in here, and it's asking me to start targeting Thursday early, and there's a timer on the screen, which I'm going to kick back 1 minute because you're throwing me off. So I would like you to say something light and fun and hilarious that gets everybody in a good mood, okay? Because you ruined mine with your fucking obsession. Glizzy hands, am I right? Poggies. All right, he gets us. That's your second chat message. I'm not going to VIP him for it. I'm not going to VIP him for him, but all right. All right, it's off the hook. Atrioc, I got a 2-hour album real quick before Marketing Monday. Shut the fuck up. Because you're like probably only half joking. You probably have fucking 8 Lucy's just waiting around. No, shut up. I don't want to watch a 2-hour album for this thing I've already put off in fucking 5 days. Did you see the Coffeezilla vid on creator merch? No, but I'm thinking of watching it after this Marketing Monday. Perhaps. Atrioc, heard an ad for a card that used your home equity as a secured line of credit. When you think about it, it's kind of messed up. It's called a HELOC, home equity line of credit, and it's basically a way for people to pull money out of their house by reducing the amount of their house they own, basically selling parts of their house back to the bank for another loan. And people are doing it because they need money. And they're very common. They're very, very, very common. Again, generally, I don't recommend, but people are doing it. No, refinancing is like, let's say when you got your 30-year loan, interest rates were at 7%, and so you're paying the 7% loan, and now they're at 5%. So you take out a new loan that pays off your own load, but it has a lower interest rate. So now you're paying 5% instead of 7%. It's basically like refinancing. What happens if you HELOC the kitchen? Can you still use it? No. Okay. No, they don't draw lines through your house and finds the parts that you own or don't own. Give me fucking 1 more minute to talk about this. And then take over. They don't have a bank employee come down and sit in your fucking den. It's like, if you, for example, most people buy a house by putting 20% down. Let's say the house costs $1 million. You put down $200,000 and you borrow $800,000 from the bank, which means you only have 20% equity of the home. You don't actually own the home yet. You think you own the home. You post on social media, I bought a home, I own a home, but you don't actually own the home until you've paid off that loan. You own 20%. But let's say you've been making payments all the way through your life, 20 years, and now you own, I don't know, 87%. You're almost there. You can do a home equity line of credit to reduce that 87 back down to 50 or 40 to get a bunch of money from the bank that you can use for spending. That's the idea. You can get cash now. But they don't take over your home. That sounds OP. No, it's terrible. It just means you're paying money for longer. You can never sell your house and get actual. It's not. Cash now? Wait, you telling me I can get cash now? What you don't want to be ever, generally, is a good customer of the bank. The bank would like you to keep making payments, the minimum payment, the longest amount of time. They don't want you to never miss a payment, but make every payment for the longest amount of time, minimum payment. That's the dream. You don't want, oh, sorry, shit. Yikes. You don't want to be a bank's good customer, okay? You could either be the bad customer in a good way, which is that you pay the loan off early and reduce the amount of interest you're paying total, or even better, you could be one of the people that takes out a huge loan and doesn't pay it back and declares bankruptcy. At least in that situation, you are not overly giving to the bank. You have to just give the house back and figure out your credit. Those are both bad customers of the bank, but at least it's good for you. The worst thing you can be is someone who pays the whole, just pay. But that's what builds credit, consistently paying the minimum. Right, but what is the point of building credit? You usually build credit so you can get a loan on something like a house. At that point, that's the biggest thing you're ever going to make. So at that point, you don't want to be a good customer of the bank. And also paying off your thing early does not ding your credit. This is great, Big A, but what does the truck have to do with... Sorry, what? Can I whisper bankruptcy like a tease? What do you mean? Sorry, explain that to me. You mean instead of declaring bankruptcy, you whisper it? Like you're talking to your bank and you go, bankruptcy. You're not, I'm not declaring it. But you should be a little worried. Bankruptcy. Maybe you should give me a better deal. If you want to get your loan paid back, bankruptcy. Yeah, you know what? Not a bad idea. There's a guy, startup guy that I find has good advice on social media. I'm blanking on his name. It's the guy that sold the gas app to Nikita Beer. And he was talking about how, ideally, if you're owning a small business, you should call every one of your vendors, and vendors something like any recurring company you're working with. Let's say you pay for Microsoft Office. No, that's a bad example. Let's say you pay for, I don't know, paper delivery or something, whatever. Call every one of your vendors and try to get your prices cut basically every few months. And if not, be like you're going to walk. Because at the end of the day, it costs you nothing. They never be like, all right, walk. The worst they could say is, all right, walk. And the best you get is a better deal. Start Marketing Monday, Atrioc. Stop the lane. Okay, I will, but you will not be there for it. Yeah, I'm sorry. You will not be there for it. I am going to start it, but I will not have you in the chat. Hey, wait. Actually, before we start, because I'm worried about ads, let's run a 3-minute ad, play the song, and then we start. And all I need from you is to warm up your peepers for identifying yourself. But we'll play this first. Run an ad, get it out of the way. And let me get a little water because I'm going to need to talk a lot. I need water. 1 second.
It's feeding time for Daddy Bezos. Sacrifice the poor and unsubscribe. While they watch their advertisements, we'll kill some time and pretend to care that they can't see this. God, they're suckers, they all forgot to sub again. Streamers need your money, so cough it up, cause they're our friends. Rent's not even that expensive. Student debt's not a financial drain. There's no excuse for not subscribing, which is a crime much worse than murdering. Still on an ad break.
Hello, subs. You know what? Take a moment. The ad's running. Let's just talk. Hi. Thanks for subbing. Appreciate you. Today's Marketing Monday is about the best and worst of 2023. I think it'll be interesting. Oh, there's no ads? It has not play? Oh my God, it's January. Dude, I just realized, bro, they're not going to be able to fill 3-minute slots in January. It's going to be sparse. Oh, dude, December was great. You could just spam that button. It would fill up. You print money. Dude, I'll be honest with you. I didn't have ads for the longest time. And then I gave in because my Twitch partner manager was like, you have to do them. We're not going to give you any new features unless you do. If you want the bounty board, you have to do it. So I did it. And then I found out that like you have, let's say you have 3,000 people in here. You click that button and it runs the full 3-minute. It's like your primes for the day. It's crazy. It like doubled my Twitch income, which was insane. It's like this weird button you click that makes money. I feel like I'm Jerome Powell, dude. It's fucking insane. But that was December. I started late last year, which is probably like the ideal time. And so we'll see. I don't think it's going to be the same January, February, March. All right. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Monday on a Thursday. All I ask of you is one simple thing. And that is I need you to take a look at this screen in front of you and tell me when you see yourself as we jump into a slightly delayed first Marketing Monday of the new year. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Monday. I'd like to flash you back. Oh, shit. I would like to flash you back to the year 2019. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors are in Game 7 of the NBA playoffs Eastern Conference semifinals. There is 4 seconds left on the clock of this Game 7. Keep an eye on Kawhi Leonard.
You got to be aware of the inbounder here if you're Philly.
He gets the ball.
Off to Leonard.
2 seconds left.
Simmons. Is this the dagger?
Bounce. Oh!
Game. Series.
Toronto! Now, I'm not a basketball expert, but that is probably, given that it's the only one to ever happen in a Game 7, the greatest buzzer beater of all time. Incredible. Bounce, fall. It's certainly the greatest buzzer beater that I had ever seen until I started work on a Marketing Monday about the best marketing of 2023, and this came in at the last moment. Woo, baby! Got to hear one of the darkest sentences I've ever heard during a sports broadcast.
Amazing. You just saw the edible map.
He will be devoured, he will die, and he will be his own last meal. Kind of dark, but the Pop-Tarts marketing team thought of that. The universe canon is quite clear. In fact, they even had a handler on site.
And I actually met Strawberry, that's the mascot's name, on the last day of its disturbing and beautiful life.
I've heard it, I remember. He loves it. It's his dream.
Strawberry.
They've made it very clear that the lore of it is that the Pop-Tart loves being eaten. It is their one lifelong dream and fate. They pray for it to be eaten alive. Imagine being the guy who has to walk around and tell everybody that he loves being eaten. It's his dream.
Strawberry demanded to feed me a Pop-Tart, and I could just hear these
Anyway, he spent the whole game doing
noises
hijinks
coming from inside the suit. After they dumped a cooler of mini Pop-Tarts over their head coach, the Kansas State players immediately began trying to eat the mascot to lick his frosting off. But Pop-Tarts do not live to be licked. They live to be toasted. And
so true.
Strawberry was lowered into the giant toaster as Kansas State chewed on it. was sad to watch the Kansas State players and coaches rip into Strawberry's flesh and toss it around and devour it after Strawberry had been so vibrant just minutes earlier.
Yeah.
But we were told this was Strawberry's dream, to be devoured and to be delicious.
Like, I don't even know how to describe the mascot. It was just amazing. It was like a combination of a cake and a Pop-Tart. It's like Pop-Tart cake, perfect, really good icing. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably lick my gloves.
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about...
So congratulations to Kansas State.
Oh,
on
God!
and to Strawberry.
It's
on doing what it
horrifying!
loved, being devoured, delicious, and deeply disturbing.
Well, it turns out, as horrifying as this looks, it was shockingly popular on social media. I saw, I'm not kidding, 50 plus tweets about it that all got over 10,000 likes, some getting 50, 80, 100,000 likes. It blew up. It was massive on TikTok. It was massive on Instagram. It did well everywhere. Look at this one. There's a person just explaining it. I want to make sure I'm understanding this right. A person dressed like a Pop-Tart was lowered into a fake toaster, which produced an edible Pop-Tart of the same size, which was then eaten by people to celebrate the victory of Kansas State over North Carolina State. Yes, by the way, all of this got way more traction than the game itself, which is basically a nothing bowl game. They got millions of views, all this stuff, and it was all fan created. Again, their own personal stuff did fine, but it was the fan reactions and memes about it that all did amazing. The giant Pop-Tart man is being eaten alive, sir. Fucking 1.5 million views. It saved Lizzie here's life. I was having an absolutely miserable day in which I wanted to both sob and break stuff. Strawberry's exactly what I needed. If exactly what you need is a man in a mascot suit getting eaten alive, that's rare to find. Usually a brand will not be able to fill that for you, but they did. Google Trends of just Pop-Tarts, not even Pop-Tarts Bowl, hit all-time highs in the United States. Shocked up around it. And sales up from 800 million in 2022 now to 1 billion in 2023. They clutched at the end. So dreams really do come true. This was a shockingly weird, dreamed up ad campaign, but it actually did really well. It responded to what works on social media, which is kind of like weird and participatory. And as I mentioned in this Snack Wars video, Marketing Monday, about 3 months ago, Kellogg's this year split into two companies, Kellanova and Kellogg Co. Now, I thought this was pretty stupid, but the goal of it was to put all of their snack products under one brand, Kellanova, and have that company be fiercely focused on just marketing snacks. And it turns out they may have gotten pretty good at it. Kellogg Co. is all the old-timey brands that just sell a stable amount every year, and they're putting Kellanova as like exact snack marketing, and they're trying different things. Again, not only did this do well, but it rolled out as part of a larger well-received ad campaign.
Now, every Pop-Tart's dream to be eaten anywhere at any time will finally come true, thanks to the Toast Thinger.
They've been running this stuff, so it's all hitting at the same time, and sales are up, and Pop-Tarts is doing shockingly well. They have no clear competition. Even now, it's been over a week since all of this happened. People are still using the Pop-Tart meme around social media. This guy's doing it for Fuck the Bears. Even Cheez-It tried to get in on the action and make their own mascot pop out and say, I'm a non-edible mascot. This one didn't really do that well. People were not interested in the Echo Fighter of the Pop-Tart mascot. It seems like a little bit of a lame fast follow. But all of this mascot success really stems from the innovation over at this company, Duolingo, which has been the pioneer in mascot-based marketing that really turned around and led to some thriving growth on social media for this brand. Again, all they do is take this, they did they did many months of marketing on TikTok, which was just boring translation-based humor. It was like people showing different words and translating, and all of it got no views. And then one day, basically, they broke this mascot out and posted this.
He's escaping! The killer is escaping! Help me!
And that got 6.3 million views, and they never looked back. And ever since then, they've been blowing up. Again, at the end of the day, this is a language translation app that verifiably doesn't even work. It's like, there's like no evidence that it's really good at teaching you shit at all. And yet, the user base continues to grow. They've created an incredibly gamified app interface that keeps people hooked to it. And they've grown this social media startup to a $9 billion company in 2023. It was a massive year of growth. Their stock is spiking. It is this is up there with some of the biggest tech unicorns off of Duolingo translation. It has incredible consistency. It has a good brand perception, and there's no competitor really in the market. So they're crushing, which is why a lot of people are trying to jump in the mascot game. Now, that being said, while Pop-Tarts may have done it, Pop-Tarts may have successfully emulated this, and Duolingo's the classic, there were some fails. Whenever brands see something good, they eventually glom onto it until they destroy it. And 2023, it's not all wins for mascots. I want to give a fail to Old Spice, normally a good marketing company, which attempted to launch this guy, Swaggy Spice. This is Swaggy Spice, which was launched in early 23. You may not have heard of him. And that is because after debuting, despite the fact that he is a gigantic piece of deodorant with a gold chain and sunglasses and a backwards hat, he talks like a corporate drone. This is his quote. Sorry, let me move it over a little bit. I always had big dreams thanks to my confidence-inducing fragrance and odor protection, but never expected to reach the pinnacle of deodorant stardom with Old Spice. Shout out to my good-smelling friends and family who believed in me as a young deodorant stick with one dream, to deliver smelf confidence to guys everywhere. They attach it to a ad campaign about smelf confidence. The whole thing, a disaster. Remember, man, your man could smell like? They used to be on top of the game. Smell confidence, disaster. This thing, disaster, fail of the year 2023. However, we're not done with sports-related marketing wins. This one, unintentional, but still equally impressive. The Detroit Pistons and Wingstop had a partnership in mid to late last year where you could get 5 free boneless wings if the Detroit Pistons ever won a game. This is a pretty normal fast food brand sports team type partnerships. Taco Bell has those many teams. It's common. You know, you get the fans of the team to get excited. They go check out your... Unfortunately, what happened next is that the Detroit Pistons never won. They went 20 games without winning, 21 games without winning, then eventually 28 games without winning. During this time, their fans are chanting, "Sell the team" at home games.
Will prove to be a bit of a silver lining for the Pistons. The 117 they give
violation, and
they're wearing bags because they're sad, avoiding being seen.
Oh boy, here we go. Sell the team, they're saying.
The unknown comic.
No, yeah, remember him?
So nobody's getting the wings. However, it turns out that made this marketing promotion from basically forgettable to incredibly memorable. Wingstop trended every single week with every single Pistons loss. Wingstop was trending #1 as everyone complained that they couldn't get their Wingstop rings and use it to make fun of the Pistons. It did better and better and better. And then when they finally broke the streak, they finally won after 28 straight losses. The story wasn't really about them. Social media was just people talking about how they could finally get Wingstop. Wingstop was the big story. Wingstop going bankrupt. The Detroit Pistons have won a basketball game. 5 boneless wings, you are mine. Wingstop employees, when they see Pistons fans running. But it was actually phenomenal. Yes, Detroit Wingstop employees were overwhelmed. I don't feel good for the employees who probably had one of the worst days of their life working fast food at that point. But it was the busiest night they'd ever seen. But it was great for Wingstop, especially because fine print of the deal is like you had to spend $10 to get the 5 wings free. So, again, it's all profit for them. It was massive. They had people talking about Wingstop as desirable for fucking months, and then on the day of, they made a ton of money. So phenomenal. Let there be wings. Everybody, there's a huge crowd going to Wingstop. unintentional or not, they capitalized well, and it turned into one of the biggest marketing wins of the past year. Speaking of sports-related wins, I have an insane one to give you now. This is one I never thought I'd say, but I'm going to give a win to EA. Because EA finally found someone greedier and more corrupt than them. It turns out, you guys know the game FIFA, right? It's been long running, decades of FIFA games. Well, it turns out the organization FIFA is even worse than EA. And key to this year, even stupider. Because FIFA, corrupt as they are, sitting on their ass, making $150 million a year from EA for just letting them slap the name FIFA on all these games, decided, you know what? We want more. Out of the blue, they came in this year and said, we want double. Actually, specifically, they said, we want $1 billion every 4 years in addition to what you're already paying us. So an extra $250 million a year just for letting us put FIFA on the front. And it turns out this may have been a miscalculation because EA thought about it and then said, nah, changed the name to EA Sports FC, football club, and had no problems at all. Because it turns out, again, in the past, when sports organizations have tried this on gaming companies, they were the middlemen between the the gaming company and the rights to the players. The real important thing is that you get to play as Ronaldo and Messi and all the famous players, right? But it turns out EA had already gone to the teams directly and negotiated all of these deals. They only needed FIFA for the name FIFA. And when FIFA asked for this much money, they just said, fuck it, rebranded to FC, launched, sales were up. Nobody even cared. Every FIFA player knew what it was. It's the same fucking game every year. and they saved themselves a ton of money every year paying to FIFA. It was a shocking miscalculation. And now a ton of people over at FIFA are pissed off and sad. They lost this free money revenue source they've been depending on for a decade plus. It's actually a hilarious win. I mean, it's actually just a pure awesome. I hate to give it to EA, but in this case, I do. Speaking of football or soccer-related wins, this is a Marketing Monday. One of the best ads I saw last year was this. That's clever. Anyway, it was a pretty clever ad, and it had a good had a positive message. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm giving this a win because ads, you might call this an ad with purpose. And I generally am not a fan of when brands try to add purpose to what they're doing. This one made sense for the product, and I would say a win. It was a rare win. It was a rare win when it came to purpose-driven marketing. Some people call it whatever, they're against woke brands. I just think in general it's hard to be believable, especially because many brands try to stand for something, do a purpose-driven ad campaign, and then the second they get any pushback, they immediately abandon it. So nobody's happy. Nobody on any side is happy. The people that don't agree with that purpose are super pissed, and the people that finally said, okay, maybe you're standing up for something I agree with, are now also pissed. So it's an L on both sides, and 2023 was littered with examples of brands like tepidly trying purpose stuff, then backing away. And if you're gonna wade into those waters at all, be ready to take a stand, otherwise you're fucked. Again, rare examples throughout history, not in 2023, but Nike did this ad, stood by it, stock went up, everything did great. They understood their audience. The people they shed was less than people than they gained. It worked. But if you're not going to stand by it, you're going to end up with a lot of wishy-washiness and problems. As evidenced when Kid Rock came and
say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible. Fuck Bud Light. Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
This is a big story in 23, big marketing story. And Bud Light had his chance to stand on business, to make some kind of point, say they're going to stand, but they immediately backed down. Instant cowardice. And had a dip for most of the year. Turns out they own so many beer brands. In the end, none of it even mattered. They ended up exactly where they were. None of it mattered. Didn't do anything. And I think both sides were a little wishy-washy here because Kid Rock went back to drinking Bud Light. He was caught drinking it later that year. And then when asked about it, said, all right, man, let's move on. So the whole thing was relatively short-lived, but there was so much panic and desperation and wishy-washiness from Bud Light that it just was avoidable stress. And that's an only example. I think 2023, one of the biggest culprits of just corporate flakiness that I felt I needed to call out was all of the greenwashing. Now, this is a previous example of greenwashing, but the examples were many this year. Again, greenwashing is not just companies, especially unhealthy food companies, throwing green labels on things to try and seem healthier than they are. It's companies like H&M putting ads like they're more conscious. It's all organic and everything's made sustainably. And then immediately finding out that 96% of the claims they made in their ads did not hold up. 96% is insane. That means basically you were trying to lie every time and fucked up a little bit. Like 4% is so small, it's like you tried to lie and got it wrong. That is absurd. Delta put out an ad saying they were carbon neutral since March 2020. Immediately hit with a lawsuit. It's a complete lie. Sorry. There's no truth to that at all. They had bought some carbon credits or like sold some carbon credits. No, not just completely incorrect. There was even in Europe, there was Ryanair, which said they were like the most sustainable airline brand ever. And the EU looked into it and said, you have to delete these ads. It's not true at all. Companies just lied all the time. They lied consistently and egregiously about greenwashing. But the worst example to me is a company that didn't even lie too much. They had some positive efforts towards sustainability, but they were so goddamn smug about it. It's been my worst big budget ad of the year.
Mother Nature, welcome to Apple. How was the weather getting in?
This was a 8-minute extremely expensive Apple Mother Nature campaign where they just spent the entire ad
electricity
glazing
status.
themselves.
We're operating on 100% clean electricity.
What runs on 100% clean electricity?
Every Apple office, store, and data center runs on clean electricity, thanks to you and your powerful wind and sun.
And Apple offices are already carbon neutral.
This building is carbon neutral?
Oh, yeah, we do it with a mix of clean energy and eliminating greenhouse emissions. It's kind of like if you were to...
You're seriously explaining carbon neutrality to Mother Nature?
It was so smug and so bad. It was like if an ad had a face, it was punchable. It was so bad, especially when not even all of the claims in the ad are true. Again, the EU, I guess all these companies operate by American rules where we never check, but the EU does check. The EU checks, and it wasn't even true. It's still greenwashing. It was a disaster. And for the ad to be that expensive and that of a self-glaze was just such a bother for me, especially when not a year ago, Apple had finally gotten rid of child labor. It took them 3 years to fully cut ties with child labor factories. Focus on that before and also, again, the main takeaway of this ad to the consumer, even if you buy in 100%, is just keep buying and everything's great. The takeaway of this ad is like we can get a green earth just by you keep buying Apple products. There's no sacrifice at all. Everything's good. Just keep buying. Consume your way to, which is like, it was awful. So, but that being said, I have to give a win to Apple. They still had a fantastic year. This aside, they're the most valuable company in the world, and they have the most valuable brand. This iconic logo is recognizable worldwide. And one of the great stories of 2023 that I think on the fail side was companies saying, oh, we have an iconic brand too. Let's get rid of it. HBO Max turned to Max this year, confusing grandmas everywhere. Basically, parents across the country were unable to figure out where the fucking app they used to watch Game of Thrones was. This accomplished nothing. Really stupid, threw away decades of an iconic brand in HBO for no real gain. Zaslav and co. over at Warner Bros. Discovery are still billions in debt and struggling to figure out how to make any of this profitable. But this didn't help at all. But that wasn't the worst rebrand of the year. I'm not going to spend too much time on the next one, but I think we all know it. This was a masterclass on bad rebranding in 2023, but we've spent many videos talking about it. I just feel bad, to be honest, for this CEO, Lindsay Aggarino, who has to constantly try to explain these decisions that she was brought in for on a company she's supposed to be the CEO of, but clearly isn't. And the most recent story, again, not news. Advertisers continue to leave, and it's all looking like they're not going to be able to make their debt payments going into 24. But we'll see. However, there was a win on Twitter, and that is that Twitter, unlike Threads, actually has users, myself included. People actually do, against all odds, still use it. And one of the unique things about Twitter that happened in this year, it's one of the greatest marketing wins I've ever seen, is this simple tweet by a guy named Bigolis Dickolis Wolfwood. He's not a famous person. This is a guy who has about 50,000 followers and runs a Trigun fan account. That's it. He's 22 years old. He runs a Trigun fan account. And one day, he wrote this tweet. Read this. Do not look up anything about it. Just read it. It's only like 200 pages. You can download it on Audible. It's only like 4 hours. Do it right now. I'm extremely serious. All this was a random person giving a very authentic recommendation. And it turns out that in a world full of ad bullshit, people almost intuitively pick up on authenticity. Somehow this touched a nerve. People read this, they liked it, and they wanted to check it out. It's a compelling post. Even the author of this book read this tweet and said it was perfectly written. Something about it just draws the eye. It makes you want to check it out. And so this got 20,000 retweets, 141,000 likes, and led to the novel rocketing up the Amazon charts. Thanks to somebody called Bigolis Dickolis. This is the author. Now it's up here. It's at number 3 on Amazon. Bigolis is officially more effective at selling books than winning a fucking Pulitzer Prize. Down here at number 6, Pulitzer Prize winning Demon Copperhead. This one, a guy tweeted about it in a really compelling way. And this is kind of a joke. I'm kind of making fun here and just saying this one-off thing. But if you think about what this means, that is the age we live in for marketers, where all of your money and spending and ad campaigns and getting Mother Nature and doing all this are less effective than one shred of authenticity on social media. Everything has the capability to go viral. So finding a way for people to talk authentically to each other about your product is the only real way to juice sales. And when it does work, it's phenomenally effective. But obviously, old school marketers are having trouble adapting. It's very difficult to adapt to the new environment. It's scary. You have to allow for things to go wrong or crazy or off script or off brand. Again, the recommended by Bigolis Dickolis is about to become the Michelin star of books. And a company that leaned into this idea well of allowing things to get a little kooky, a little crazy, to allow customers to talk to each other about your product as a win was McDonald's this year, who did a ostensibly family-friendly Grimace birthday
Since he was born, Grimace has always had a birthday. And since he's had a birthday, he's always had it at McDonald's. So this June, we're all invited to the party with a special shake to celebrate. Get Grimace's birthday.
So this went off the rails. As you may recall, people started making their own content about the Grimace Shake.
It's got the Grimace Shake from McDonald's. Happy birthday, Grimace!
I'm going.
What's up, guys? I got the new Grimace milkshake from McDonald's. I'm gonna try it right now. Happy birthday, Grimace. That's not bad.
Again, normally companies wouldn't be okay with that, but McDonald's understood that the rules of the game had changed. They leaned into it. This got hundreds of millions of views. The Grimace Shake was phenomenally successful. And they understood. So it was a win. I mean, it was overall, it was smart. The only fail of the whole situation is that I had to watch Stans drink one. Which is, it was just so slurpy and bad. Really a disaster. So I do regret McDonald's doing this whole thing, but the winner of all of this is brands realizing that people like Stans, aka content creators, had a pretty good year. They were actually pretty good at speaking, not even authentically, just more authentically than brands to consumers. They were just that 1% more relatable. And so brands had to start figuring out, especially this year, it's already been too late, but this year especially, how to work with content creators. And I want to give a win to, not Paris Hilton, but Hilton Apartments, Hilton Hotels, who made actually one of the most clever ads I saw all year. This year, TikTok expanded the length of TikToks from, I think it was 3 minutes to 10 minutes. You could make a 10-minute TikTok. And rather than go their usual route of trying to make some boring ad, they tried to make a 10-minute TikTok where if you watched all the way to the end, you got prizes like free Hilton Honors Rewards points or free trips. And they did it in the style of...
Would you watch a 10-minute TikTok?
No.
Well, you should.
The entire 10 minutes is cut into very short 5 to 10 seconds TikToks that all seamlessly blend together. It's like you're scrolling. The entire 10 minutes is like you're scrolling, but it never leaves.
Because Hilton believes it matters where you stay. And the people that stay with this TikTok for the full 10 minutes are going to have a chance to win Hilton Honors points, experiences, swag, and more. Is it going to be you?
No. Good. Don't.
And this was the brainchild behind it was an influencer. This is the guy, Baron Ryan. He explains his thought process here. They didn't come up with this themselves. They got him to do it. He came up with the idea.
Would you watch a 10-minute TikTok?
No.
This is the shape of traditional storytelling. This, right here. It starts with lingering action, climax, conclusion. And that's generally every story ever. But with TikTok and shorter attention spans, this is the new story shape. It starts with a climax, lingering action, conclusion. So would you watch a 10-minute TikTok?
Look at this.
Well, that depends on if you can hold people's attention, not for 10 minutes, but for 1 minute at a time. Not even that, it's more like 10 seconds at a time. Not even that, for 3 seconds at a time. Hold it for the first 3 seconds. Then the next, then the next. Do that 200 times, and that's a 10-minute TikTok. By the way, I'm in a 10-minute TikTok with Paris Hilton. Check out the original Hilton video.
Anyway, it was very clever. It was very clever, and it did pretty well. And yeah, a ton of views and successful, and won some awards. So pretty clever. One of the more clever social media big brand activations that I saw of the year. But again, not all participation can go 100% well. And sometimes creators cut out the middleman and make the product themselves. Case in point this year with Mr. Beast asking fans to do the work for him of cleaning up the presentation of his Feastables bars at Walmart. If you could clean up the presentation and make it look better, that would make me very happy. Ooh, woo. I'm building a team to do this. I just need this in the short term. And obviously this also got participatory. At first, people said, yeah, I was just in Walmart, I noticed a display and I fixed it. How cool is that? This person, I was in Walmart and saw your chocolate bar. I fixed them properly. Anything for the team. I even bought the chocolate sea salt one. Hashtag Team Mr. Beast. And then people started to say, this is kind of whack. Hey, Mr. Beast, I caught this man after he bumped into a Feastables display at Walmart. I beat him on the street and now he's on life support. Shall I pull the plug, sir? Mr. Beast, I caught this man after he shoulder brushed a Feastables display and one of your chocolates fell to the ground. He is pleading for mercy, but I don't believe he's truly sorry. How shall I deal with him, sir? Mr. Beast, and then it got outright antagonistic. Mr. Beast, I will continue destroying your chocolate displays until you pay me $100,000. There is a chance of this stuff to backfire. Austinox had the best way. You know, people like to shame Mr. Beast for this, but Austinox, and this is his true opinion, made this really great post about it. Mr. Beast asking his fans to make his product more presentable is not child labor. It is the bare minimum pledge of fealty you as a mini beast can do. And for the record, the children do yearn for the Walmart aisles. And that is true. And that is based and that is real. Thank God they had this chance to work for the GOAT. Unfortunately, that funny fail has led to an actual win, which is a heartbreaking in itself fail. You bear with me, you'll understand as soon as I show you the next picture. Logan Paul and KSI had a fantastic year. Unfortunately, this whole social media craze, influencer-led product stuff really does work. And it's led to some people, including scammers like Logan Paul, making a phenomenal amount of money on products like Prime, which has surpassed $1.2 billion in sales this year, putting it at a very close number 4 in the overall sports drink market, right behind Powerade. It's really climbing the ladder here. 31 bottles of Prime are drank every second, according to Logan Paul. And they made a ton of money. So unfortunate for us all, but I guess fortunate if you're part of the Prime team. And again, other influencers are taking notice, and not all of them are as successful. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but obviously some of the products are more controversial this year, cause more of drama when they take white label products and try to sell it to the public. However, what I thought was funny is everyone knows this story. If you a broke boy, just say so, blah, blah, blah. But what you don't know is there was a much, much, much bigger version of this scandal over in China, where this year the same problem happened, where an influencer, Li Jiaqi, I don't know how to say his name exactly, he's known as the Lipstick King, was trying to live stream sell an $11 beauty item. Somebody said, why is it so expensive? And he kind of berated them for saying, why don't you work harder? And it led to some real problems, way bigger than the Pokemon situation. He was hit by, he 720 million tuned in to watch his apology. He has 30 million followers. Yeah, just absolutely disaster. But what was crazy is after his, he had a huge apology, huge breakdown. Apology. He was getting absolute visceral amounts of hate. And eventually turned into a meme where the price of this item, which is 79 yuan, became like colloquial term for vast wealth because he said it's not that much or whatever. 79 became the vast wealth. And then companies started pricing their product at $11, basically at 79 won, and saying it's incredibly wealthy, incredible value. And then everyone started jumping on it and making money, and people started buying it, and it ended up turning into a profitable thing for other companies. And if someone only had $11 to their name, they were saying they had boundless wealth that covered the sky. And then another meme started where, in his original stream that got him in trouble, he basically said he held this up and said it's not that expensive. People took that line and that face and then put it over every expensive thing. It's not that expensive. It's not that expensive. They ran that bit all rest of the year. It was a they had a field day. This dude said one line and he's still dealing with it. So Chinese netizens are no joke. And that shows the dangers of influencer products and marketing is it can go wrong quick because of how rabid and powerful the fans are. As we approach, though, some of the broader and bigger stuff of the year, I have to get the obvious one out of the way. Okay, if I'm doing marketing wins and fails for 2023 as a whole, the first one you thought of, the one we need to get out of the way here as we approach the end, obviously.
Barbie mania is taking over from cafes to skincare. There's even a reported global shortage of Barbie's pink paint. ABC's Will Gans has more.
This summer, the whole world is saying,
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. The Barbie movie, a pop culture phenomenon.
Obviously, if you make a extremely well-received movie that is all about a brand, the brand will do well. And it did. Barbie did phenomenally. Sales of the actual Barbie doll surged. Ancillary products all did well. The movie made $1 billion. Oh, sorry, I need to move this over this way. And that's not really a new playbook. They just executed it really well. That's not really a new playbook. They just executed it really well. However, there is a darker side to this story. There is a fail here, okay? Barbie may have made a lot of money and helped sell Barbie dolls, but Oppenheimer, while the movie did all right, the amount of nukes in the world went down in 2023. Yikes! Yikes, bro. We did not move any units on that. Yikes! Kind of a massive L there, Oppie. Bit of a fall off, though the graph doesn't show it, but the one country that net increased their nuke amount in 2023, China. So hopefully we get a war in Taiwan and we can get that number going back up for Oppenheimer too. But at the end of the day, all of this marketing, all of this year, did any of it work? Did anybody actually sell any products? I mean, does any of this marketing stuff actually matter, or is it all kind of just bullshit? All right? I don't know. But I can tell you that at least one campaign that I talked about today did work. One of them got me to buy. Uh-oh. Eat me, Atrioc! Eat me! I can't wait to get in! Oh, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. I did immediately. After I saw that Pop-Tart thing, I was like, you know what? I kind of want a Pop-Tart. And I went and I bought it. And then, and only then, I carved my own fucking Pop-Tart. Let me pop it. I don't like to toast it too long, you know? I don't like to toast it too long. Oh, yeah. That's good. Actually not toasted enough. But if you enjoyed, like I do, thanks for watching, and wait for an entirely full year of new Marketing Mondays in 2024. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, YouTube. This is way too cold. I need to. I just didn't want to wait so long. That being said, unironically, I've saved this one Pop-Tart. I ate the whole rest of the box. I housed the box over the past 3 days when I first had the idea. Whew. Okay, now, because it's fucking hot as hell in here, I'm going to swap this shirt out. You got bingo? There's a Marketing Monday bingo? I don't have a freezer shirt ready. I should have had a freezer shirt ready. And then I want to watch, if you have any interesting business or marketing related YouTube videos, we're going to watch and learn together. And then we're going to probably watch House. That's the fucking plan, all right? Bada bing, bada boom. 1 second. Let me pop an ad while I fucking, actually I can't. Jeez. All right, chill. 1 second. I need to swap. Yeah, I think we'll watch Coffeezilla. We pop an ad and then we'll watch Coffeezilla or something and then watch House, all right? Boom. It's going to burn. Oh, yeah, that's a good Pop-Tart. Okay.
Stop the presses, these fools forgot to sub again. Sub again.
That was fun. This Pop-Tart, they've been 13 months. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor? My favorite Pop-Tart flavor is actually strawberry. Unironically, I liked that before I even saw the ad. That was my favorite. That being said, basic, yikes. It goes strawberry, blueberry, inedible for all the rest for me. I don't like the rest. Some of you in chat take the brown sugar ones or the s'mores ones and you eat them cold, and I think you're psychos. I think you're so psychotic. Oh, I like cinnamon. Cinnamon's fine. Brown sugar cinnamon, that one's fine. But the ones that are cold, disgusting. I think it's disgusting. I think it's rancid. I think they have to be warm. And I think wild berry is just blueberry and strawberry mixed, which is good. Toasting it ruins it, bro. What are you doing? It does not ruin it. I can tell you it doesn't ruin it. It doesn't ruin it. In fact, it makes it edible. No, Atrioc, you are too old for a Discord t-shirt. Discord gave this to me. Maybe you're too broke. Okay, how about that? It is their dream to be toasted? Yeah, true. By the way, now that the lore is out, people that eat Pop-Tarts cold are literally like fucking over their religion. You're like giving them a dishonorable death. They don't get to go to Valhalla. You've fucked over a living, breathing being. It's weird to not toast it. It's their dying wish to be toasted alive. It's like the greatest moment. Anyway, I fucking really do like Pop-Tarts. It's not an ad. we played a bunch of ads for them, I guess, today. But they're not healthy. They're bad, so I shouldn't eat them, but I do like them. Do you toast your lunch meats? Yeah, I guess. If I go to Subway, I get it toasted. Who eats a cold Subway sandwich? Wait, that's another good question. I can't think of any place where they offer me toasting that I don't take it. You go to Subway and don't get toasted? That's psychotic to me. You gotta get toasted, bro. I guess Jimmy John's. Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. I've had a good hoagie from Jimmy John's where I don't toast it. I don't know why that I don't toast there and I toast everywhere else. But in general, I prefer toasted. Almost always prefer toasted. Because the bread just tastes better with a little crunch to it, a little bite. Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's are good untoasted. Yeah, they're somehow different than Subway. I think this ad is the best one for a YouTuber's
This is the Sidekick Note.
White label product. I don't think he likes people reacting to his stuff. Should I invest in crypto or is it too late? It's the perfect time, King. Get all in there. This is the perfect time to invest in crypto. Such a good crypto, and you know what? NFTs too. Anytime it's down, it's a dip. All right, we're gonna watch interesting YouTube videos to learn a thing or two about fucking the business world or something else. And I think we're going to watch the Coffeezilla video. Although, is it super long? We'll watch something else. It's 20 minutes. Perfect. Holy shit, it's perfect. Insane creator scam.
The biggest
insane creator scam from Coffeezilla. Let's see.
Creators in the world for sure a lot.
He's doing like a Batman thing. I like that.
There's no way you look that cool. Okay, maybe I exaggerated the setting a bit, but I did get a call. Hello?
Coffeezilla, I've got a scam for you. It's called Revolt. Huge influencers, lies, people haven't been paid.
Is he eating a Pop-Tart maybe? No, it's
Not sure.
chips.
Rumors 5 mil, and some of the merchandise still hasn't shipped. You interested?
Yeah, can I source you?
Nah.
Guys, the Enron hats have shipped. I don't know why Coffeezilla has to make this big fuss about it. Everyone that bought them is going to get one eventually. They'll arrive. I swear to God. Okay? Did we plant some people that said they got on social media to pretend, even though none have shipped yet? Sure, that's normal business practices.
Keep me anonymous on this one.
Now this sounds more like the coffee I know. Yeah, you're missing the point. After getting this call and finishing my very important business, I started digging around, but the same word kept cropping up.
So you have heard of Revolt. Can I put this on the record?
No, keep it anonymous.
All right, this is great info, but how do you feel about going public?
Sorry, keep my name out of it.
Keep me anonymous, please.
Yeah, I can keep you anonymous. Sure.
Okay.
I was hitting a wall and I was getting frustrated. Little by little, though, a picture emerged. Not fully on the record, not fully off. The voices of more than a dozen anonymous calls complaining about this one merch company, Revolt, run by a guy named Ryan Piacente.
Isn't he the guy who runs the Misfits?
Yeah, the YouTuber group. And believe me, they'll be involved later. The point is, I was hearing about this merch company, Revolt, and everyone said in 2019 through 2021, it was extremely successful, working with everyone. And of course, in exchange for this success, Revolt was...
I had that corpse husband hoodie they made. Why did I have that? I didn't buy it. Someone must have given it to me. I definitely had that hoodie. I think I wore it on stream a couple times. Someone must have gave it to me.
Happy to take a cut of each of these merch shops. In fact, I obtained some of Revolt's sales numbers from 2021, showing how much only 5 of their drops made. 20 million in revenue.
Jesus.
I mean, mind-blowing numbers. These creators, who I've hidden for privacy...
I can't believe they're so broke, dude. It's only 20 mil? Bro, these hats print 30, 40 mil, easy. I can't believe... That's crazy. What? Insanely, bro.
Made $12 million. Revolt, for their cut, should have made $4 million.
Well, it was, if only they arrived. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the trick. To make a higher margin on the hat, you just don't ship the hat. That way you get to keep all the spending money. That's the, do you guys understand? That's the trick. That's how you get to that next level. Revolt didn't understand that.
Now that is a mystery. How do you screw up such a business making so much money?
That's what I wanted to find out. Problem was, no one would go public.
Then you have nothing, right? Rumors, innuendo, maybe. But if no one will talk...
No, that's the thing that kills me about this story. Most of the creators did talk. Employees talked. Everyone behind the scenes, they couldn't stop talking. This is why I'm struggling with this story. If it was just off the record, I'd kill it. If everyone was on the record...
It's an easy story.
Right, but it's neither. I'm in limbo.
Okay.
Well, let's just get to what the accusations are then.
That'd be great.
Anonymously.
I was just getting to that. As I was saying, Revolt made huge profits, massive merch drops, but there was another side of things. Ryan Piacente had a spending problem. He took 6 private jet trips in a month, thousands of dollars every night on dinner. We have receipts for, by the way. They spent $25,000 a week to rent a mansion in LA.
Well, you got to.
And they rented a Ferrari for $20,000.
So it's a 1-bedroom shack actually at regular prices.
$1,000 for a week. But the thing was, it wasn't really Ryan footing the bill. It was actually
Revolt.
Right. Even as this company's raking in money, hand over fist, they were spending more than they could afford, which was brought up to Ryan as a problem.
So why aren't you a millionaire?
He spends money like a Did you always spend money like an idiot?
Yeah, I've always spent money like a I mean,
Jesus.
the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody. So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
Yikes. So they just spent it all? Is that it? Is that the scam?
No. You're getting ahead of me. Look, mind topping me off?
Sure. It'll get you to spill the beans. So what else?
Production?
Well, the spinning part was just the start of it. At this point, Ryan's plan was described to me by a source who knew him as Creator A does a drop. Ryan would then spend a large chunk of that on private jets, Nobu, Balenciaga, and then Creator B does a drop, but Creator A still owed money. And so Ryan pays Creator A with Creator B's money.
Yikes.
Ponzi-ish, if you ask me.
That is a
But
Ponzi.
the key here is that this works as long as each merch drop is bigger than the last. You can keep paying for everything. But Revolt was starting to have issues. According to former employees, Revolt had terrible logistics experience, which is okay when you sell 400 units, but when you sell 40,000 in one day, that's a problem. Not only that, Revolt is starting to pull in bigger and bigger talent, and these influencers are demanding bigger and bigger minimum guarantees. Ryan agrees, but things aren't like before. Some of those merch drops underperform.
Right.
Now Revolt owes money not just to minimum guarantees, but they also were counting on these new merch drops to pay their older clients. So they start delaying payments.
Here we go.
That's right. For the first time, creators, they start actually...
What's crazy is like, the only way, it's like, I mean, the only way to lose money on influencer merch is to be really stupid. Because, like, you have to be really, he has to drastically overspend what he's making. I mean, you're selling to fans of these people, and the business model is such that they get a cut and you get a cut. As long as you don't overspend your cut, there's like no way to lose money on it because, yeah, it's just crazy. Sigma tanks, even Sigma tanks, dude. We didn't even we sold out of everything but Sigma tanks. Sigma tanks still made money. That's the crazy thing. Is Sigma tanks still? It was like nothing, but it was. It's so insane. Like they had to either make warehouses full of stuff they couldn't sell, which is I guess possible, or more realistically, the guy overspent his cut and then had to keep borrowing from the next, which is what they said. Yeah, the thing is, I charge a Spectacore 10x, actually 100x, actually 1000x for a Sigma tank.
Posting about their experiences, not off the record, publicly.
Honestly, it's actually a really nice t-shirt, like in like a chill way.
Thank you. We're not going to talk about the company I made it with because they stole everything from me.
So,
it's a really nice t-shirt in a chill way. Is a sick ad.
Okay, like I get they're a bad company. Can you put me on their send list, please? Just like for everyone. I'll take all their merch.
Dude, I'm not sure anyone will ever make merch with them again after recently.
It was finally happening. Big creators had started to talk about Revolt. Carl Jacobs said they're the worst people ever that just blatantly lie. Smosh founder Anthony Padilla says Revolt still hasn't paid me. It's been months. Now, I should say, for the record, that he eventually got his issue resolved. But underneath his post, another creator posted, Niachu, saying they haven't paid me either. Now, I called her, and for the first time in this case, I got a breakthrough.
I'm Nikki Niachu. I'm a Twitch streamer.
I wonder why other streamers were afraid to say it on the record. I feel like that's the only good thing that you can do if you are a creator who gets scammed is you can just say to the public, hey, I got scammed.
And Revolt owes me $300,000.
That's so hard to hear. That's so unbelievable.
And it wasn't just her not getting paid. She explained that also people who ordered from her, some of them didn't even get their order.
300K is so much. Niachu sold 300K of merch in her cut? How much merch did she sell? That's crazy. That's crazy.
After everything was shipped, first of all, a lot of people in Europe didn't get their merch. And I messaged them about it and they said, yeah, we'll look into it. Never did. A lot of my friends who bought merch never received it.
To this date,
Yes.
these orders, which were in 2022,
Yes.
have not been sent out or received.
Yes.
Now, as bad as that sounds, as I looked closer, I realized this was common.
Okay, when I said in the beginning I was joking, I didn't think anyone's business model was to take an order for a shirt and then not send the shirt. That's crazy. Even scammers send the shirt. Like, even those scammer bot accounts on Twitter that have the shirt, if you buy one of those, they'll actually send it to you, even though it's overcharged. Like, that's crazy.
Really common. Delays, missing orders. Sometimes the order would just be wrong, like when they sent out a pin collection but forgot the pins. Now, because of this, an insider at Revolt told me that in December of 21, they had over 100,000 customer support tickets open for quality issues and items not being shipped. And that gets us to the good part.
In a world where common sense takes a backseat and physics is just a suggestion, comes a movie that punches logic in the face.
Are you ready for best pizza of life? Bring friends down to Pepperoni Hug Spot.
This isn't real, right?
Our chefs make pizza with heart and special touch.
Tired of watching low-effort content? Then come on down to patreon.com/Coffeezilla. If you support high-effort investigations, you also get all these perks. But wait, there's more. Imagine your name up in lights. It's a $50,000 value. And it also helps us make things, which is good too. Terms and conditions apply. Please read fine print for more details.
Okay, where were we? Can I get another drink, actually?
Yeah, I'll pour you another one.
Thanks. Remember that insider document I showed you earlier?
Yeah, made me want to sell merch.
What I didn't tell you.
Wait, go back.
Want to sell merch.
Remember that insider?
I mean, look at that. One merch drop making $4.9 million in profit? In profit? That one merch drop is like a, like a fucking top 20 Silicon Valley startup. That one drop. If that was a company, that's more revenue than like Uber made for 8 years. I mean, more profit. That's crazy. What a pure... that's crazy.
Insider document I showed you earlier?
Yeah, made me want to sell merch.
What I didn't tell you is that it was all part of a pitch deck for Mr. Beast. See, Ryan Piacente had met Jimmy, and he wanted to convince him to work with Revolt. So he creates this pitch deck. You've seen the other creator sales numbers, but there were also ideas for Mr. Beast in there, like NFTs you could redeem for merch. And there were also some financial projections. On their first drop together, Revolt claimed Mr. Beast would make $4 million. Across 3 years, $50 million in annual profit.
There's no way.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe the team was delusional enough to think it was possible, though. So I asked. According to insiders at the company, they actually met Jimmy and started discussing minimum guarantees and how Revolt would 10x his merch business over the next 2 years. But check this out. This being impossible was openly discussed by the Revolt team.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
They knew?
Yeah. And this is where things go from bad to worse. So Mr. Beast gets this minimum guarantee deal to do his 100 million subscriber collection with Revolt, right? But Revolt doesn't sell like they claimed they would. It does revenue way below expected.
Yikes.
Meaning Revolt didn't hit their minimum guarantee.
So what do they do?
Well, this is where things dip into fraud, right? Our insider says, I assume this is when they decided to increase cost of goods. Meaning Revolt charged Mr. Beast more for every item of clothing than he was actually paying for at the factory.
Interesting.
That's a pretty huge accusation. Where's the evidence?
My question exactly. I got sent this.
What exactly am I looking at here?
What I just sent you is the pricing sheet from the Chinese factory, top left. You can see the invoice item says RVLT, meaning Revolt, MRB, Mr. Beast. There's
It is crazy to be working with the biggest creators in the world and all you're doing is basically drop shipping Chinese t-shirts at a markup and losing money, committing fraud and going bankrupt. Like it's such an extra level of mismanagement It's just shocking. I mean, and the business gets 20% of whatever this makes, which is an insanely good cut for them, and they couldn't make it work.
Order sizes and prices.
And what are these ink marks?
That's where changes were made. See, somebody wrote down next to the factory prices, new prices, higher prices.
Did you talk to Mr. Beast about this?
Well, nobody would talk on the record, but I confirmed that Revolt charged higher prices to their team, like it says in ink. Revolt charged more per item than they were actually paying the Chinese factories, according to their own insiders.
Who else did this happen to?
That's the thing, we don't know. I asked around and the closest I got was an answer from a former employee. This person claims right as I was exiting the business, he started talking about that. The production manager said she could get the factories to write whatever she wanted.
Jesus.
So it's definitely possible this happened more.
Bro, I kind of want to check now on my own. I kind of want to check. I want to know what exactly is the cost of goods sold on my fucking hats, dude. I don't know. I want to know. That'd be interesting. What? Let me hit up Aiden, you know.
It's hard to say. What I do know is when the money ran out, it all fell apart.
What do you mean?
Well, the merch business has a lot of middlemen. People who...
Aiden has been buying a lot of Gucci. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Aiden has been very, very, very... taking a lot of trips. Okay? Just feel... it's very suspicious.
Create the shirts warehouses, store it, fulfillment centers. The thing is, Ryan was running out of money for all of it. What is this? Misfits merch company going under. Earlier this year, the Salvation Army Arc Memphis received a donation of 100+ clothing items from Revolt Factory, the merch company. This ranges from Corpse Husband hoodies to Swagger Soul hoodies and other scuffed merch.
Crazy they dumped a bunch on Salvation Army when they still probably had 100,000 support tickets, people that hadn't got their hoodies. So like they even have hoodies that have customers that bought them and they don't send them, they dump them on Salvation Army.
Everything coming out about the Misfits quietly shutting down, it makes sense that they were selling and donating old stock.
They donated it?
Basically, from what I heard, the storage fees weren't paid on time to the fulfillment center, so they donated people's clothing to get rid of it. So not only are people not getting their merch on time, some of it is literally randomly sitting on eBay because Revolt didn't pay their bills on time.
I assume you reached out to Ryan Piacente about all this though, right?
Yeah, multiple times. And we might have talked, but he ghosted me when the next wave of accusations came.
Then I think it's time to go public.
Look at the
about
acting.
this. Wait, did you say there's more accusations?
I mean, the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody.
Right.
So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
You're a psychopath. Actually, or maybe a sociopath, whatever the difference is.
Operational
you have, that is a character you have, though.
Oh, shit.
Welcome back to the $10 million studio.
Oh,
I
shit.
was investigating what I thought was a case of financial fraud, but what happened next made it also a case of YouTube's own version of Harvey Weinstein. And I don't mean to say that to exaggerate the severity of the accusations you're about to hear. I do say it to convey the seriousness, similarities, and signal that the following is disturbing. Now, if that sounds a little too graphic, I understand if you need to click off the video. We normally don't cover these types of allegations. However,
usually it's
I
finance.
felt that given we found this halfway through the investigation, we couldn't ignore it. See, it all started last year when there was a serious allegation about Ryan Piacente being a predator. It was made by an insider at The Misfits, the YouTubers that Ryan managed, and this guy went by Packet. These allegations range from being coerced into inappropriate acts, witnessing Ryan perv on his employees in the shower, break into clients' phones to search for private photos, take advantage of men who he has given way too much alcohol and drugs, and a lot more. Now, when this accusation first came out, and at the start of me investigating, there wasn't much in the way of proof. The only thing verifiable was that Ryan encouraged others to get trashed, which we know because the Misfits themselves talked about it.
So funny compared to like now when that's just the norm. Like people get up all the time.
Yeah.
No, he's just the one encouraging everyone else to.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Now, besides this piece of evidence, there wasn't much else in the way of
They're like
corroborating
openly
evidence until October, when 2 more stories came out that had very similar stories to the original, and I knew we had to take them very seriously. In one story, a guy who was between 18 and 19 was told by Ryan, quote, he saw potential in me before being assaulted in the shower. The other guy was in their early 20s and tells a story of how he was invited to a party with the Misfits, a YouTuber group he liked. But in order to get in the house, he was forced.
Who's on the Misfit? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't know the Misfits that well. I know the logo. Who is this group? I feel like I know Swagger Souls, I guess. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Forced to inhale a substance as a condition of entry. Later, extremely intoxicated, he was also assaulted by Ryan Piacente in the shower. Now, let me remind you that these all are allegations. But let me also tell you that 4 other people have come forward.
One of them's an esports teamer, I guess, and one of them's YouTubers.
His character. One person says, one day I'll tell my Ryan P story, but for now I'll just say this. This rabbit hole goes deep. This person has been abusing his power and money for years. The trail of victims that follow this man is staggering.
Jesus.
Another says, I've known Ryan since we were 16. He was always a weird, pervy dude from the start. Billy says Ryan P has been a disgusting individual for years. Personally, I've seen him do very questionable things. Yet another says Ryan P is a master manipulator. I myself was manipulated by him for far too long. But that's not all. That's just what's public. Behind the scenes, I began to receive much more. One guy told me Ryan offered to fly him out and give him $5,000 to cover work. He showed me receipts of this payment from Ryan.
Okay.
He then told me I end up going and it's all good for the first few hours, but when I went to the bathroom, he followed me and without
Jesus
going into details,
Christ!
assaulted me when I clearly was extremely uncomfortable. Now, this story specifically has a thread we're going to follow because there's numerous allegations Ryan would use money to coerce people into situations they wouldn't otherwise do, like paying this guy $5,000 to come over for work. Or more commonly, he'd pay creators who are struggling for explicit photos
and
of
all
themselves.
this money also stolen.
It's
stolen money.
They get notifying them of
crazy.
Twitter DMs from Ryan, asking for explicit photos, along with accompanying payments from Ryan. The reason I'm telling you about all this is not only that it demonstrates this behavior was happening and provides a financial paper trail, but some of it dovetails into fraud. Because as I started asking,
does he have a strong legal team or lawyer or litigation? Like, how is this not immediately coming out and destroying his? How did this? Not, all respect to Coffeezilla, but like, how did this take Coffeezilla to do it? I don't understand. He's not fucking Jeff Bezos. He's not even a millionaire. I got they were saying he's got money he stole from Mr. Beast and.
Asking for some of these financial documents, I found that Ryan would often not just pay people from personal accounts. He would use business accounts to pay for these things, specifically the Misfits business account. Remember, that's the beloved YouTuber group people supported through Patreon, merch, through a podcast. Turns out their company accounts were being used in part to pay for explicit photos of some of the fans of the show.
Jesus.
I was shown these payments, and the question is, why even do this? To write it off your taxes? No matter the reason, this is like some weird form of fraud. It's not the kind that I normally like to talk about, but who uses their business account for this? We also need to talk about what happened in April of 2016 as well, when Ryan asked a fan, can we get married? When she told him she was 16, he said, come back in 2 years, which would be when she was 18. But 1 year later, Ryan reached back out, saying this, quote, I retweeted your selfie. Do I get news?
Christ,
she replies, that's illegal. He says, quote, don't worry, I ain't no snitch. Now, I asked the person who gave me these if she thought he was joking at the time. She responded, no, I think it was legit because it happened a lot on Snapchat. And
Bro,
he
there's
fully
no
tried
joke.
to give me money to do
There's
it.
no, it's not what you
Now,
asked.
this once again corroborates the creepy behavior we've seen from Ryan Piacente in the past. So for those of you who have been counting, we now have 5 independent accusations, some anonymous, some fully on the record.
Yeah,
we
they're-
have multiple forms of evidence, firsthand accounts, DMs, payment processing receipts, and we have 4 independent character testimonies from people who claim
Good
to
video.
know
I'm glad
Ryan.
he does this. This is good.
Now,
This
as
is good
always,
work.
I tried to reach out to Ryan to get his side of the story 7 times over 2 months and have gotten nothing in the way of an explanation. The last I heard, he was spotted at an airport, and we have no idea of his whereabouts since. Now, this investigation has been
You flee the country, I guess?
both emotionally and just to carry all the details in my heads of all the accusations, the whistleblowers. So I imagine for you it's been kind of confusing as well. So I want to summarize this piece so we don't miss anything. There's really 2 sides to the story. We have Revolt the company and Misfits, a YouTuber group. In one, Ryan is basically accused of running a Ponzi-type merch company where he spent too much money and needed bigger and bigger merch drops to pay off debts and minimum guarantees. When that didn't work, he resorted to faking invoices to creators like MrBeast to increase cost of goods, while being so bad at logistics that even when creators got paid, their fans received their merch late, the wrong merch, or no merch at all. And occasionally, creators' merch would just get donated to charity, so that's fun too. And that's just part 1. Then you have the Misfits, where Ryan used his proximity to fame and money to abuse a series of guys and girls through a pattern of grooming, intoxication, and then assault, usually involving a shower somewhere. The damage this man has
Seems
done
like
is
a
hard to
very
calculate
bad
because
guy.
it's not just a financial number on a spreadsheet. People have stopped creating content because of Ryan. Others have had mental health breakdowns, and it's past time we warn people about him so no one else gets hurt. Thank you for watching and supporting through viewing, subscribing,
Really good
checking
video.
out the Patreon.
Really good video. I'm very glad he does this work. And I'm kind of shocked this didn't come out earlier. This is it's just weird because I mean I don't know the Misfits that well, but I do know Swagger Souls, and I had a different opinion of that whole group. The other people around surely complicit in that. Yeah, I guess that's my indication is that the people around him, especially, I don't know. It's obviously his fault, but I feel like more people should speak up. I feel like more people should speak up in these situations and use some of their platform, especially if they're adjacent. Because what I'm saying is this guy himself is not Harvey Weinstein level of power or wealth. He personally only could threaten people through his proximity to fame and money. And so the people with him with fame and money, I feel like could have stopped this. I think there's had to be some blind eye turning for people who had the power and would not have been hurt by exposing him. That's why I'm sort of shocked by it. This guy's not like, you know, a gazillionaire with fucking powerful team. Yeah, I think he was making some people a lot of money and they were able to look a blind eye, which is why I think it's weird. Anyway, great video. Overall, great video. Did a great job. Built a full case. Yeah, just fantastic. Excellent past year for Coffeezilla. Really been on his game. Inspirational to everybody on YouTube. Is there any more good videos, or we might do Watch House? We might go watch House MD. What's this? No. What is this?
This episode's...
This is crows hunting with sticks. That actually seems really interesting. This is...
In 2007...
This is...
We rode the...
This is a great Clint video. An all-time great Clint video. How I got the Mushroom Kingdom world record. Definitely watch it if you haven't. This is a fantastic Clint Stevens video. Just a real fun banger of a time. Oh, you know what? Let's watch the latest Japan analysis video. They always like when we react. He always sends me a message saying your community is really great and nice, and they're just like they're really nice about it. So let's see. The horrifying things Japanese YouTubers do for views.
Japanese YouTube.
That's a great title. Let's see.
YouTubers are out of control right now.
Staged?
What the hell is going on? Here's something I've learned about Japan. They love being 5 years late to the party. Take Tinder as an example.
They're doing
By the end of
prank stuff?
2013, everyone was using it here. But Japan didn't really start swiping until 2018. The same thing happened with YouTube. Our first big YouTubers blew up in 2008 and 2009, but no Japanese YouTubers hit 1 million until 2014.
Wow.
So if my theory is correct, Japanese YouTube is currently experiencing what we experienced in 20...
Wait, so what's something we could... When is Sheesh going to get big in Japan? Let's go there and start over again. When is Sheesh and Sigma's going to hit in Japan? Because we could turn that into easy... Might start a new fucking merch line. We have so much to warn them about. No, I think they have actual things.
2018
right now.
I'm Ethan Bradbury. How would your children react if there was a house fire? Get in! Get in the car, bro! You guys coming back? Dude, this is fake. You have to take what? Joey.
Look, as good as Coffeezilla is and his high effort content, we all know the highest effort and best content on YouTube is prank content. Prank content on TikTok too. It's just that is the elite. That is the pinnacle. That is where you get the masters of their craft, the Scorseses of content creators, if you will. People that make stuff that will stand the test of time. And so if he's going to insult that stuff, I'm going to have a real problem.
Salads here. Today, we're going to be doing the phone destroying prank. I hate you!
All right, let's see what they're up to. This is outdoors YouTuber Hadaruko, whose content is normally something like this.
This is great. Well, the fox is great.
But for this video, he was just gonna chill, eat a pizza, and answer viewer questions in a completely safe part of the woods until... They decide to hide in the car, but all of a sudden, don't forget to like and subscribe.
What?
And then he says, I almost died. You'll have to come back tomorrow for part 2.
Okay. Oh my god. That sound was the audio sound of some video game. Was it the WoW bear? Is that the Warcraft 3 bear sound? Warcraft 3 bear. Warcraft 3 bear sounds.
He wasn't fuzzy, was a silver.
It was the Druid of the Claw, dude. I used to play Night Elf in Warcraft 3. I would spam bears, dude. That's crazy. Well, I got a weird fucking flashback.
Thank God they're safe inside the car, though. Imagine what would be going through your mind after encountering a bear. Yeah, now he cares. The bear is locked in on that delicious...
Sorry, wait, what? It's a $100,000 backpack? Is that what they said?
Yeah, now he cares.
Oh, 100 miles. I was like, wait, what did I just see? Dude, I thought I said 135K USD. I was like, Jesus Christ, what kind of fucking, that's crazy. Dude, I wouldn't even put it in the forest even for a fake prank. I'll put that in a safe.
The bear is locked in on that delicious smelling pizza.
Yeah, yen, dude. It's yen is equivalent to Robux. That's. Is it green screened or is it trained bear?
The bear gobbles up their pizza and takes a souvenir when she leaves. They run the engine to scare away the bear and wait for a while, and then they go back to check on the campsite. The pizza and wet wipes are gone, but it's not all bad news for our heroes.
Thank God the Louis is still
though,
good.
If I encountered a bear, I'd be shitting my pants. These guys have some nerves, huh? And to catch it all on video, what a lucky event. Oh, sorry, let me skip past another subscribe screen. But yeah, it's lucky he was filming. I mean, that could have gone so much worse, but instead he got some amazing footage. And look what it did to his channel. 12 million views in a month. That's more than triple any month he had before. Wow. Some people were skeptical, though. There was one.
Wait, holy shit. Is that a bear in my office? Stop! I won't let you take my chat. Okay. Whew. I wrestled it to the ground, Vladimir Putin style, and protected you guys. Do not worry. All in a day's work for me.
Very
not
weird
fake.
coincidence.
That was real.
This forest they were filming in, there was a bear sighting in this exact
No problem,
spot
no
24
problem.
hours
No
prior.
problem.
There were 4 big warning signs up, which I guess he didn't
Felipe,
notice.
thank you for the
and
subs.
that's not the only part.
I mean, it is a small thing to do for a hero is to gift a sub. Thank you, Mike from NZ for the subs. Plasma CS, thank you for the subs. Jay Pavel, thank you for the 22 months. Really do appreciate it. I don't do it for the money, but it is nice when a hero gets a hero's welcome. That's very kind. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, the bear could have killed us all, and we stopped that. P719, thank you for 6 months. Plank, thank you for 2 months. Trap Lover, thank you for 4 months. Original Magician, thank you for 7 months.
Part of the story that people thought smelled a bit fishy. But hold on, let's not jump to conclusions. It's not like he's the kind of YouTuber who will do anything to find a bear.
ヒグマに会えるまで帰れませんやっていきたいと思いますお願いしますクマ、見つけるまで帰れません第2弾ヒグマを見つけるまで帰れません第3弾
Alright, fine. He likes bears and he wanted to see one. What's the big deal?
Yeah, what's the problem?
It turns out the city of Sapporo takes bear sightings very seriously. Japan has a big bear problem right now, and it's only getting worse as hunters age and people move away from the countryside. Citizens who run into a bear are to call the emergency hotline immediately. The city puts up those big red warning signs within hours and logs the info on a special web page that tracks recent bear sightings. But they probably never expected someone to use this web page to track down a bear and then attract it with something like hot food. And the worst part about this story is what happened to the bear. In case you didn't know, it's very bad to give bears human food. A single taste of human food is enough to turn a wild bear into a food-conditioned bear.
Jesus.
Bears that obtain human food may become a threat to public safety.
That's how good Pizza Hut is, I guess. You get one fucking taste that and you're hooked for life. You can't go back to bear food. I do think doesn't it like fucking artificially fucking flavor profile every fucking piece of that to make it the optimal bliss point? I feel like to a bear that's eaten nuts and berries their whole life, it's just it's like straight meth.
What happens? The bear pays the ultimate price. It is destroyed. But Hadaruko must not have known that.
So they killed the bear?
Oh. The city of Sapporo asked Hadaruko to take down his video, and he refused. Over the next couple months, the pizza-eating bear kept returning to human neighborhoods seeking food, until eventually on July 8th, the city was forced to put her down. So essentially, Hadaruko orphaned
killed
3
a bear
cubs
for
YouTube views. That still wasn't enough for him to take down the video, though. There was only one thing that would make him take it down: losing clout. Only once YouTubers and massive Twitter accounts started calling him out did he finally take down the video and release a statement.
Damn, what's crazy is he could have avoided that by taking it down.
He basically spends the entire video denying that he did anything wrong. He says he had no idea about the bear sighting the day before and he did not intend to attract a bear.
I did not.
He says he did call 110 after the bear encounter, even though city officials say he didn't, and he says the city never told him to take the video down. He finishes by threatening legal action against people who defame him online. You could say the public's response to this statement was unsatisfied. All the comments basically say the same thing. Bro, this isn't an apology.
Well,
you're just making excuses.
Threatening to sue your commenters is a tough one.
YouTuber who exposed him. But he's still uploading twice a week, so this whole thing doesn't really seem to have affected him that much.
Wow.
You know what I learned from all of this? Making a viral video in a Japanese forest never ends well. Remember last time someone tried to do that? The worst part, the whole time he was wearing this stupid fucking hat.
What? This guy couldn't have done anything wrong. He sells $1 billion of sports drinks every year. This guy's must be a hero. He's a hero to children everywhere. You must have got him mistaken, all right? Because the Logan Paul I know is an American hero, a business icon. He's on WWE.
Hat.
I feel like this was a stupid hat to wear.
But you know what? And you won't believe this. There might be a worse video recorded in one of these hats. This is Jukia, a massive Japanese YouTuber who does street interviews, but they're really, really creepy.
Yeah, you can't do that. Obviously, you can't do that.
His titles and thumbnails are so explicit that I can't even read you them without getting in trouble on English YouTube, but Japanese YouTubers have different rules, I guess. Apparently his
Bro, Mizkif had a thumbnail error like this for sometimes you get
asking women to show me their underwear series wasn't crazy enough. So in June of this year, he made a video called Asking
I don't think he
Girls
does it
with
anymore.
Boyfriends to Touch Their Butts. Intense. Oh, it's so cringe. Oh, but we got to get through it. Basically, they're going to try to find a woman with each cup size. What does that have to do with touching them? Well, this gentleman has a secret plan. Yeah, that's the plan.
That's assault, right?
Remember when I said Japanese YouTube has different rules? Oh my god, I can't watch this. It's so cringe. Alright, well, at least that's over. Just kidding. There's more.
It's a good react face.
If you thought they'd embarrassed her enough already, you're wrong. It's time to plug her measurements into an online calculator and accuse her of lying in front of millions of viewers. But hold on. She wasn't lying.
Oh,
as far as I can tell. I mean, I don't know anything about this. Before they can continue this madness, they gotta take a break to sign some autographs. Seriously, these guys are so famous, which is crazy because we haven't even gotten to the worst, most cringe part of the video. You know, the part that was played on the news. So they're back to their antics, and this time they've got a young couple. They realize they gotta deal with the boyfriend first before they can whip out the tape measure. Luckily, Buddy here knows exactly what to do. Seriously, if you see someone wearing a hat like this, call the cops.
But why did he do it?
He's yelling, dude, she's so scared. It's like, yeah, bro, I wonder why. This was the last time anyone ever saw this woman.
Wait, what?
Now, after a while of uncomfortable hesitation, she finally answers. Bro,
it's very uncomfortable.
Up.
It's very uncomfortable.
They just
Very
keep making
cringe.
her say it. But at least the boys were having a good time. No, come on, stop. You know she doesn't want you to. Yes,
Please
stand your
don't.
ground. But what do you think they did next?
Yeah, she said don't. So that's like.
Thankfully, they realized that two men cornering a woman and demanding to measure her body was a little too creepy, and they back off. But not before confirming some vital information. This whole interaction blew up, and people were understandably quite upset. Jukia made a response, which he ended up deleting, so I mean, you can imagine how that went. But honestly, they do stuff like this all the time. Just recently, this Jukia interaction made the news, where he met these kids who were fans of his, and then asked them if they had seen this famous TikToker's tape. They say no, of course, and he says, "Oh, you should check it out."
That's what he tells kids?
Bro, what is wrong with you? So how are these guys even allowed on the platform, let alone monetized? And believe me, they're monetized. Well, I found a video of Jukia explaining this weird trick that he uses. Obviously, they ask him how, given how crazy his content is, and he says he uploads the video with slight changes 5 or 6 times, and if that still doesn't work, he changes the title to "Please Monetize Me," submits it for YouTube to review, and hopes he gets a nice employee. He says this works often. You know, as much as I dislike these fellas, maybe it is unfair to criticize
Okay, that's the one good takeaway of this whole thing. That's not a bad idea. So Quack's not here. Someone needs to write that down, because we get demonetized for me saying like shit in the first 30 seconds or something like that. That's crazy. That's just a good plan. Somehow even the worst people are innovators.
Japanese YouTube as a whole for this, when it's a phase that we also went through. But hopefully it is just that, a phase, and they can get out of it soon. Something that helps is news organizations and celebrities calling out these influencers when they go too far.
命の危険を感じてたんですか？そうですね。ドキドキしてましたずっと。
でも撮影は
そうですね。
矛盾点だなと思うのが、その命の危険を感じているのであれば撮影を続けるっていう行為が、いや怖いわ、回し続けるもんなのか。
正直僕仕事を YouTuber としてやってるんで染みついてたというか。
There are so many things I couldn't cover here, so I made a part 2 where I go over even crazier stuff and talk about other
I mean, it's not that crazy that if it actually happened by happenstance, he could do it. But it just seems very unlikely they picked that random spot. They just had the announcement of a bear, sat down with their pizza in the woods when that's not his usual content, and then happened to find. Like, it's so obvious that he was trying to do that. But I don't think it's crazy that a YouTuber would see the potential for monetization of the video, and then, like, even if they were scared, go through with it.
Japanese YouTube drama, and how some of it even connects to Johnny Somali. It's free on my Patreon. Anyone can watch it. Link in the description. Legit, it's
Pog. Maybe we'll watch that in sometime on Patreon. Check out his Patreon. But we're gonna watch House MD now, because it just hit 10 o'clock. So bear stream next? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we're only gonna feed the bear food. Okay? I'm gonna be the world's first ethical bear tuber. It's gonna be a big pivot for my content this year. It's all me hanging out with bears. Actually, when I say bears, it's gonna be big, hairy gay men. And I'm just gonna buy them actual pizza. All right? And I'm just gonna buy. Oh, and we're just gonna talk. That's it. It'll be interesting content. I'm sure they have a lot of good things to say in the interview. I guess I did kill a bear off camera 20 minutes ago. It's a bad start to my pro bear year, but that's one time. I promise you that was the only time I killed that bear. That was to save you guys. That was a life or death situation. Okay, now it is time for Princeton training. What is the name of the hospital and house? Princeton Plainsboro? Princeton Hospital House. Princeton Plainsboro. I always get confused because it reminds me of Scream, which is like Woodsboro. Plainsboro Teaching Hospital is now open. House MD nights. We are now in. Flash your mind back to early 2009. What were you doing in 2009? Be honest. wasn't even born yet. Ooh, I love iPads. 2009. What was your biggest hobby in 2009? You were CEO of Apple. You really fumbled the bag, I guess, huh? This is March 8, 2009. Number one song, March 8, 2009. Oh, shit! This is a banger! Mentally, go back 2009 right now with this song. 9 song. Really just captures the era in a way. And the number one movie... The number one movie on March 8th, 2009 is... Oh, Watchmen. Dude, I remember everybody in school would not stop talking about the blue dong. Watchmen, the only thing people would say is that it's got blue dong in it. Big blue penis. That was the only joke. Then a whole generation of incels was inspired by Rorschach. That movie had a real lasting cultural impact. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. All right, well, that's the year, that's the music, that's the time, that's the place. Now we're going to watch The Social Contract. A patient who always speaks his mind. Oh, I'm sure they'll get along well with House. Let's find out.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Wait, I'm gonna run one ad. I'm gonna run one ad because I have to get a snack. Get a snack, get a drink, turn the lights off. Get ready, House. Get your bingo cards. Mike, thank you for the gifting. Stunner Shade, thank you for the 42 months. God damn, thank you very much. Hey, Big A, I know this is off topic. Sorry, I've been a super conservative person my whole life, but recently I've had my view changed. But I don't understand why people didn't like what Trump did during his term. What did he do wrong? He seemed to have a pretty balanced view and everything, so I want your opinion. The only major piece of legislation that Trump passed in his 4 years was a massive tax cut on the rich. It was accompanied with smaller, but everyone pogged at, tax cuts for like the middle class that expire. In fact, they were set to expire during Joe Biden's presidency. So the only thing that stayed was the long-term corporate and rich tax gains, and then the middle-class tax gains expired. So, that part is bad. And then also, I know he's funny. And so if you're an average, like, I don't know, a young dude in America, and you see Joe Biden is super old and Trump's funnier, you can be like, well, he's more likable to me. But, like, he's very off-putting in terms of, like, any alliances we were trying to build with, for example, Europe. And almost any other country, actually. The only ones he seemed to, like, get along well with was fucking Kim Jong-un over in North Korea, and he got along well with Putin. And so I didn't find that to be very effective. And that's one thing, even though Joe Biden, I do think, super fucking old. The America-Euro partnership has never been stronger. So yeah, that's the main thing. I find it, and also like, here's my honest. I feel like even if you are a sane person, even if you're conservative and you like Trump, isn't it kind of obvious that he's got like, a streamer level or Gen Z level attention span? Isn't it kind of obvious that like nothing he does is planned for like years in the future? Nothing he's doing is like a long-term plan to make like to take any short-term sacrifice to make long-term better. Everything is like responding to the latest fucking scandal or news or it's all so short-term. There's no plan. And that's very, very damaging over time because there's nothing. There's no method to the madness. So that was what put me off to him. I mean, that and other reasons, but those are the main things. I think he's not in it for any benefit to the country reasons. All right, let's see. We're not doing that right now. We're watching House. Episode 17, The Social Contract. You know what though? Every second I watch more of this Fox produced program, I'm starting to come around. You know what? Maybe Trump is all right. Maybe Big T had some things. Maybe on January 6th, I am going to make a stand. Okay, let's see what House thinks.